Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the South Central Louisiana State Mud Dogs, where today we will be going back home up against University of Louisiana Monroe Warhawks. It's gonna be a really nice game, but before we jump in, I gotta show you this recruiting here today, since we do have a few prospects that are gonna be coming on the campus today, and seeing what the Mud Dog program is all about. So we have 4 people coming in to visit today. First person that I want to highlight is Stan Castillo. He is a 3-star quarterback hailing from Greensburg, Pennsylvania. This kid right here is going to be an absolute stud. He's a 79 overall, a gem prospect, has a decent arm on him, so gonna have to develop the arm as well as probably the awareness, but this kid is fast. The 87 speed reminds me probably a poor man's Michael Vick. Definitely somebody that we can build a program around going forward. Also, we have Casey Gibbs, who is a middle linebacker hailing from Westmont, Illinois. This kid is also electric in there. Actually, all 4 of them are really good. But Casey Gibbs is somebody that can be really helpful on the defensive side of the ball, either playing at that left outside linebacker because of the speed that he has, or moving into the middle linebacker position to provide some depth behind Rummel Ducks. Since that man is a true junior, do need to think about the future with him being one of our best defensive players right now. And then the other 2 people that are going to be visiting today, both going to be offensive linemen. Logan Cobbs is a tackle from Key Largo, Florida, and a center, and Chris Charles from, I'm not going to even try to pronounce that, but he's from Florida as well. Both of these men can play immediately on the offensive line, with us being a run-heavy football team typically, or at least we try to be run-heavy. Sometimes game situation doesn't lead us that way, but both of these guys can really help us out in the future with the abilities that they both bring, and can probably both start right away on that offensive line. But that's enough to your recruiting. Hopefully we do enough to impress them, and I will see you guys out there when we get on the field against the Louisiana Warhawks.
So here we are in comforts of home again, here against these UL Monroe Warhawks, as they're going to kick the ball to us to start this game off, which Casey Buggs is going to receive from about the 5-yard line. He gets a nice little lane to start the game, and we're going to, for the very first possession of this game, we're going to get it at our own 30-yard line, which it does look promising to get this game started, as we are a big underdog going in, but we're sure not going to play scared against these guys. First play of the game here is going to be a play action over to the running back, CJ Wright. He gets some couple of really nice blocks on the corner. While he doesn't have the speed to break that into a touchdown, we were able to get a really nice game off of it. And unfortunately, Casey Bug does get stuffed on the very next play. Loss of 2 yards there, as the Mud Dogs are forced to go into a 2nd and 12 here. Another passing situation for the quarterback, G. Gannell, who he threw for a lot of yards in the last game, but he had 3 interceptions, so it'll be interesting to see how he responds. But so far he's doing well. 2 passes today on this drive, 2 completions for 47 yards, and the 10-yard pass to Nate Colvin sets up a short 3rd and 1 here for the Mud Dogs. See if they can convert here. And Casey Bog, he does try to get through that lane, but unfortunately the linebacker's a little bit faster to the hole, and we're forced with a 4th and 1. But since we're so close to that first down marker, we're going to actually go for it here early on to try to get this 4th down conversion and try to move the change, which is a little bit close, but he's able to get conversion for a couple of yards. We get that first down, and we're able to move the chains against his Warhawk defense early on. So we have another 1st and 10 here, and our offense is starting to find a little bit of a rhythm here. Another run over to Casey Bug. And early on, this Warhawks defense is definitely keying in on that rushing attack. As Casey Bug has 4 carries on the day, only 1 yard to show for thus far, but it's plenty of time to turn it around, see what our offense can do here. 2nd and 9 goes out loud to Scott Miles, who runs a really nice route and is able to haul in the catch for 20 yards here. Really nice vision and being on the same page for both quarterback and that receiver. I mean, Scott Miles has really been a game changer ever since that first week. That first game he's had, and that's as he gets a touchdown for Carl Wright, putting us on the board first, 7-0. But, Scott Miles, he's been a difference maker ever since that first week. He had 4 drops, as our defense makes a nice play there. He's had 4 drops in the first week, but I don't recall him dropping any other passes ever since that first game against Maryland. But back to our defense right here. We got 2nd and 5 as Moore goes into motion here. He tries to run to the outside. He does break a tackle initially, but our defense does a really good job of rallying to the ball, forcing a 3rd and 3. If we can get a 3 and out here from our defense, that'll be really big to try to pull the upset on UL Monroe. And we get just that, force the incompletion from Chris Jones, and the Mud Dogs are gonna get the ball right back and get this thing rolling. Another carry for Casey Bug right here, 5th carry of the day. This time he not triples but quadruples his yardage from the first drive of the game, having a 3-yard carry, goes from 1 yard to 4 yards on the day so far. 2nd and 7 though for the Mud Dogs. Gets to Scott Miles once again, this time for 14 yards on the slant. That's going to be the first down for the Mud Dogs. This passing attack is doing a really good job so far. Really picking up the slack for the rushing attack. Hopefully we can get the same thing from our running back here as we run the draw with Casey Bug once again, this time for only 2 yards. Yes, they're definitely really keying in on that rushing attack early on. Hopefully we can force our will on this defense as we run more plays, try to slow down the clock. But for now, we're going to pass it off to John Espinoza, who actually does make the catch, but has a really hard time here trying to get upfield. But he does get 8 yards for the first down, once again moving those chains. Not that much of a big play offense necessarily, but they are doing just enough to move the change early on in the season, as Bug gets another carry for another 2 yards. Hopefully we can get some more holes for this running game, because if we only get 1, 2, 3 yard carries from our rushing attack, it might be a long day for us in the long term. 2nd and 8 here. Glee Gunnell is going to drop back. He's going to find Scott Miles. Scott Miles makes the catch and makes a nice cut up field. That's going to be a 20-yard gain on the play. And Scott Miles always has 3 catches for 53 yards on the day. Really doing a really nice job carrying this rushing attack. And, Bug is starting to find some holes. This time we got a 4-yard carry on the day. 8 rushes for 12 yards, but slowly but surely we're trying to find ourselves, see if we can convert this first down and try to get the touchdown, get for this two-score lead. And we're going to try to do it with this play action stretch. Thought we had A for a second, but the defensive player made a really nice play on the ball and almost picked us off. And we were actually really fortunate that it wasn't an interception, because this man had some daylight. He was going to return for a touchdown. So we have 3rd and 6 here. G. Gunnell's going to drop back once again. He had Scott Miles wide open, but for some reason he really fixated on Joyce. So instead of a touchdown for us, it's going to be an interception by Chris Samuel, I believe, the free safety. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for UL Monroe on the 15 instead of being up 14-0, which they start to take advantage right away with their biggest play of the day so far to A.J. Michael, who gets a 16-yard catch. Not only gets the first down, but really gets that no-huddle offense that they have going in a nice rhythm. Another pass to Marcus Prince, who is originally held behind the first down marker, but has such strong arms, really pushes our defender with him for 5 to 6 yards for that first down. Really need to get our boys in the weight room in the offseason. Another play over to Chris Jones, who keeps it on the option, but this time we hold him to a loss of 3 yards. Nice job by James Joyce with the tackle for loss. Next play here, got Chris Jones dropping back to pass. He has somebody out on the corner, and it's Brad Smith, who gains 5 yards on the play before he goes out of bounds, forcing a long 3rd and 8 for the Warhawks. Can we hold them to another, I guess, not 3rd down conversion? The words are currently escaping me, so I apologize for that. And we do just that. Tries it, goes down the middle, but I believe Bobby Boucher there makes the play, and we force another punt. Really good job by our defense, and there's Casey Buggs shutting a tackle for another 3 yards. Really trying our best to get this rushing attack going as much as we possibly can. But for now, it's 2nd and 7, what could most likely be the very last play of this first quarter. Really nice job by our squad early on. And what's this? We got a hole. Casey Bugg, he's got a hole to work with, and he gets his longest rush of the day, 12 yards on the carry, almost doubles his rushing yardage in this quarter, and that's going to be the last play of the first quarter, where we'll carry a 7-0 lead as a heavy underdog. Really proud of our squad so far. Hopefully we can keep it going into the second quarter and beyond. 1st and 10 for Mud Dogs. We try to really draw them in with the draw play, but Casey Bugg is going to get stuffed by Phil Bush for a loss of a yard. But we still have faith in this rushing attack, or at least we did before we saw the blitz. So we audibled into this quick slants pass, and Darren Joyce is able to make a really nice catch. Was thrown a little bit behind him, but he's able to haul it in and get 12 yards on the play. And that's going to be a first down for Mud Dogs right there. Another halfback draw, and this time he spins away from a defender and is stuffed for another 2-yard gain. What looks like it could be one of those defensive battles where both teams may have a tough time getting into their offensive rhythms, it turns out. But as long as we don't make another mistake like we did on the previous drive, we should be A-okay, as Casey Bugg takes another carry for 3 yards on the play. Setting up a rather manageable 3rd and 5. Really seems like a corner play to try to get our guys into a one-on-one situation. Actually, we scratched that. We were on a four verts here. Try to use the tight end, and he drops back with a play action, but the defense was not fooled at all, and he gets sacked in the backfield, and we had to punt it away to the Warhawks. So we got another 1st and 10 here, and this time Chris Jones is going to be able to belt off a really nice run for almost 30 yards on the play. Really their first big play of the day for the Warhawks as they go into their no-huddle offense, which so far we have handled pretty well, but you gotta wonder how long they can hold it off of this team, what the talent level this team has, as Childress gets behind the defense there, and he's able to belt off, it looks like, almost 50 yards right there. Paul Childress just beats our corner one-on-one, is able to just straight outrun this man, as not only does he get the 50-yard gain on the play, but for the first time today, they are in the red zone, where his offense is rather explosive, and we had him contained for a second. For some reason, the corner didn't want to move after the quarterback decided to scramble, and instead of tackling him for only a couple of yards, it's going to be a 1st and goal for UL Monroe, where on this play, Moore just has a free run into the end zone, and it's going to tie the game up for the Warhawks here in the middle of the second quarter. Following, we have Mike Bullock, who takes the kickoff for us, and thought he had us contained for a second, but he finds a really nice lane, and he's able to get it to the 35. Really doing a good job with field position so far today. We just have to go out and execute when it matters most. But for now, we'll definitely take the field position as this offense comes back on the field for this 1st and 10. Where we'll hand it off to Casey Buggs once again, and once more, man gets stuffed right in the backfield by Casey Robinson, forces a 2-yard loss. Next snap, G. Gannell drops back to pass, and he gets sacked for -7 yards, forcing his extremely long 3rd and 19, where actually the starting quarterback got hurt, so Ben Myers was there in this play for that particular pass play. And unfortunately, he had his man, but he overthrew him, so we had to give it back to UL Monroe, almost at midfield, where once again, for the second time, Paul Childress gets behind his defense, another 40 yards. He only has 2 catches on the day so far, but he has almost 80 yards, which is the vast majority of the passing yardage that Chris Jones has on the day so far. Speaking of Chris Jones, he drops back to pass once again, this time going to Brad Smith for a gain of 8 yards. I'm going to be 2nd and 2 for the Warhawks, and this dynamic offense, where this time he's going to get it to, looks like that's Brad Smith once again, this time for 7 yards, makes it a 1st and goal. Can we hold it down? We really need this goal line stand, feeling the momentum going to the Warhawks on this play, and we're not going to get it because Marcus Prince has a free run into the end zone once again. Nobody was there to cover him, and it's going to be 14-7 with about 3 minutes left in the second quarter. But we actually do get a nice run from our running back. He gets a really nice lane. He's out in the open. No one's going to catch him. To the 10, to the 5. Touchdown! Mud Dogs! That's what I'm talking about right there. This man, whenever he gets an opportunity, when he gets some nice blocking, this is an electric player, and it showed right there, tying the game up just off of one play, tying it up at 14. But the Warhawks are not going to sit back on their heels. As soon as they get the ball back, they get a 1st down with their quarterback, Chris Jones, on the keeper. Was going to pass it first, but didn't see anybody open, and he knows he's a extremely fast quarterback, so he's going to go ahead and take it for 11. Next play here is going to be Jones dropping back. This time he gets it to, I couldn't read his name, to be honest. A.J. Michael. Yeah, A.J. Michael was the recipient of that pass. Really did a good job with his footwork and make sure at least one of his feet was in bounds, and was able to get to 15 yards on the play, and is gonna be another 1st down for his no huddle. Where this time around is gonna be Wesley Moore once again, the halfback, audibles out of the backfield and into that slot position, and was able to take advantage of the linebacker. Another 25 yards on the play. UL Monroe goes into this no huddle that is so dangerous thus far this season, and he had a lane for a split second. Chris Jones did, as he kept it on the option. I believe it was a load option right there, but our defensive tackle did a really nice job of getting off his block and closing up that lane before he was able to get more yards. Same thing for our linebacker, Lyle Rubber Ducks on that next play, 3rd and inches right here. Really would have liked to see the incompletion, but at least we can limit those yards after catch. That's always a really nice thing. And we get to the quarterback here. Chris Jones tries to sneak it once more, but our defensive tackle was able to sneak into the backfield, get the sack, and force this field goal attempt by UM Monroe, where it gets up and it's good. So UL Monroe is going to go up 17-14, but all of the experts that picked on this game within our conference they doubted us and were holding strong about the turnovers needing to stop. That's already his second turnover on the day. I don't even know. He had him open, but I believe that's a defensive tackle. Yeah, that is a defensive end actually. He makes a really nice play, and they're gonna actually get the ball almost in the red zone. That is really devastating for the Mud Dogs, and we also lose containment here. I thought the wheels were starting to fall off a little bit, but with another so much football left, at least 2+ quarters, there's still time to bring it back. Starting right now, but we need to get going here on defense. Really need to make a play for him. As Chris Jones drops back, Marcus Prince gets another easy touchdown here. That's his second touchdown catch of the day. It puts the Warhawks up 24-14 with about a minute left. G. Gunnell with the response, though. Nate Colvin's going to go deep. He's going to get it right in between the two safeties. What a play by such a dynamic athlete. May not be the best route runner, but he is really darn good at running in a straight line, and sets us up on the 25-yard line here with about 45 seconds left. And G. Gunnell is going to accommodate that with another catch with Scott Miles. He's going to get 13 yards on the play. Really trying to get into this end zone one more time before halftime, and hopefully this is it right here. And I have no idea where that pass was going to be honest. I think it was supposed to go to the underneath route, but G. Gunnell just didn't set his feet just yet, and instead of maybe a touchdown, it's gonna have to be 2nd and goal, which is why we're looking at somebody like a Stan Castillo to run this offense next season potentially, if he decides to come to South Central Louisiana State. We do have 3rd and goal here, and this is a big play for us. We really need to try to get into this end zone here before the half is over, or at least not make a mistake, make this a one-possession game. So we're going to get it to Casey Bug, since the other receivers were definitely covered, and we'll have to settle for this field goal attempt here to end the half. We do make it, though, and it's going to pull the Mud Dogs of South Central Louisiana State within one score of UL Monroe, a team that was heavily favored over us. Here we are, though, in the second half of this really exciting football game so far, and it's going to start with connection to Marcus Prince, the man who has 2 touchdown catches in the first half. He's going to go for 7 yards to start the second half, besides the kickoff, of course. Next play is going to go to Leslie Moore, who is going to get stuffed by Wild Robin Ducks. Makes a really nice play and forces a 3rd and 4 instead of maybe a third and shorter. But Chris Jones gets right behind us. Our defensive end was in a position to get him down for a loss, but he ends up tripping and falling. And instead of maybe getting the ball, we're going to have to keep our defense on the field once again for this 1st and 10, which is going to go to Marcus Prince here. And Lyle's there once again. Another 7-yard reception, but Lyle's been low-key all over this field for us so far, making some plays for this defense, this young fledgling defense, as Moore gets to carry once again. Another 5 to 6 yards on the carry. We have done a really good job of containing Leslie Moore other than that carry. It's Chris Jones that has been really killing us on the day. So, going to definitely need to figure out a way to contain Chris Jones, as Chris Jones drops back to pass once again. He is just picking us off one by one. I can't recall like a pass like ever since the first quarter that has been dropped or it's been incompletion, except maybe 1 or 2 like throwaways or something like that. But it's 1st and 10. See what we can do here. Tight end goes in motion for the Warhawks as Chris Jones drops back once again. He's going to get it to his receiver. His receiver drops it, and we almost get the interception here, but unfortunately we can't get to it quite in time, and it's going to be 2nd and 10 for UL Monroe. 5 wide out set here for this football team as Jones drops back. Unsurprisingly, he's going to get it to his underneath route, and Anderson, he's going to take it for some yardage on the play, making it a 3rd and short for the Warhawks. Can we hold it down? Would love to stop him once again, hold him to a field goal, but we'll see what we do with this 3rd and short. And we don't quite do that, at least not in the moment. Bubba Rollins finds a nice spot in our zone defense, and he gets the first down on the play. As UL Monroe starts creeping into the red zone once again, he's going to have a nice dime. Really happy that he dropped that pass, but I do have to say that was a really nice dime by this quarterback. The quarterback is 87 overall, so this could be a dude that, depending on how the team does this season, this is a man that could potentially get some looks in the NFL, as he does a real good job of checking it down, I must say. Reminds me of Tom Brady, and now in his 40s. But, hey, I guess that wins Super Bowls nowadays, so maybe it could be the hair replacement for Tom Brady or something. 3rd and inches, though, for the Warhawks, and the running back Leslie Moore gets a nice lane for not only his biggest carry of the day, but it's going to be a touchdown for the Warhawks that put him up 31-17. Casey Buggs responds with a really nice run of his own for 6 yards, but had to earn every single yard because they contained it pretty well originally. But a running back is starting to get some work. It's really nice to have him back into his lineup. He's had some injury issues the last couple of games, and now that so far he's been pretty healthy, and we're going to definitely use him. And just as I say that, the man goes for his knee, leg area, hoping that he's not going to be hurt for that long, because this man is the catalyst for our offense. I've said it once before, and I say it again. We may get more of our yards in the passing game, but this is what set that running game for G. Gunnell is set up by Casey Boggs, because when it comes to the offensive side of the ball, Casey is the best offensive player that we have on this football team. And you see in the graphic down below for a split second, it's just a pulled hamstring, so we may not see him for the rest of this drive, but he's gonna come back into this game, and that's gonna be really nice, as G. Gunnell misses another pass, rather atrocious, because he had his guy wide open, but he makes this pass though to Carlos Burrell, a really nice 17-yard gain on the play. It's gonna be a 1st and 10, I believe, on their side of the field. And there's Casey Buggs actually right back into the game as if nothing happened, but he gets hit for -2 yards on the play. Gonna go over to Miles, and Miles makes a guy miss. He's at the 5. That's a touchdown for your Mud Dogs right there. 45 yards. Makes a really nice cut to get by the defender, and we cut this game down to a 1-possession ball game. Hopefully we can get a stop here. As a response, though, Brad Smith starts it off with a 10-yard reception from his quarterback. 2nd and inches, and Chris Jones is just having himself a day. 20 for 24, 2 touchdowns already, 200 and something plus yards on the day thus far, just picking us apart. As there's Childress in the flat this time around. He gets only his 3rd catch of the day, but it's he's at almost 100 yards already, and he has another big play to move his offense along, as if our defense is made of paper napkins that can rep really easily. And there's Marcus Prince throwing down a man with authority before he gets tackled for a 16-yard gain. This time we are indeed on our side of the field. Only took a few plays for that to happen, but hopefully we can slow them down. And they're just doing the same thing. They're just giving it to Marcus Price, because they're just for some reason they're laying off him. He's just going to keep stringing together these 8 to 9 yard gains off of each reception. It may not seem like much in the moment, but when all of those add up, you get a day where he has 9 catches for 84 yards, a really friendly PPR stat, especially if you add those 2 touchdowns. And there's Prince once again with his 10th catch of the day. This time it goes for 20 yards. Looks like it seemed like a little bit of a smash play where he stays in that flat area as a check down for the quarterback, and nobody seemed to account for him, and it showed where he's able to gain 20 yards on the play. But it was not as bad as this play right here. Leslie Moore just could practically walk into the end zone, going through a rose garden, can probably get some food on the way there too, because this man had a wide open lane, and it's going to be 38-24 before the Mud Dogs get the ball back. And this is going to be a really important drive for us. We're down 2 scores. Really need to get some points on the board, because if we don't get some points, puts us in a really bad spot for this game to get away from us. And Gunnell takes the ball himself this time around and gets a gain of 10 yards on the play. Only his 3rd carry on the day, probably his first non-sack of the day as well, and does a really nice job with it. Goes right into this motion offense where we'll give it to Bug once again. This time he's only going to get it for a yard on the play. But Bug has done a good job for himself, though. It was rough early on trying to get him involved into this game, but he already has over 100 yards, has a touchdown. It's nice to have him back. Speaking of having someone back, there's Scott Miles making another play for this Mud Dog football team for 20 yards. Setting up this run by Casey Bug for another few yards on the play. Doing a lot better of getting a running game going here in the second half compared to the very first quarter, where Bug was just having a really hard time finding running lanes. Really nice to be able to switch up our running scheme a little bit, trying to get some other people involved in the game, because Gunnell has a little bit of speed on him. May not be the best decision maker, but he does have decent speed on him, and he used it right there to gain 10 yards on the play as a setup. This 1st and 10 in the red zone for what could probably be the last play of the 3rd quarter, which is going to go to Carl Wright for a change for only a 2nd carry of the day, but he gets another 5 yards on the play. So here we are with 1 quarter left. We know what we need to do. We definitely need to score on this upcoming drive and then try to hold Monroe from getting any points on the next possession, so that we can get back into this ball game. And it's going to start right here with this first play coming out of the 4th quarter, and it's going to go to Casey Bug once again for a gain of 3 yards on the play, setting up a really manageable 3rd and 2. Probably going to keep going with that rushing attack, which is what we definitely do. Because, when in doubt, just keep running the ball. We don't fumble as much as we get intercepted, at least so far this season. And Casey Bug has been really reliable for us. Gets another 5 yards for a crucial 3rd down conversion for a Mud Dogs football team. Setting up this 1st and 10 goal at about the 7-yard line here, where Bug was going to be able to run his way into the end zone, but we'll take a 5-yard gain, get us inside that 5-yard line to the 3, as we try to cut it within 1 score here for this loyal home crowd that is sticking it out in the rain. This time around, though, we gave it to Brad Muse, who I think this is his 1st carry since week 1 against Maryland. He gets it in. He gets a couple of yards on that, but we don't quite get the touchdown on the play. Do have a 3rd and goal, though, for this Mud Dogs. Really important play for us, and Carl Wright is going to come in the clutch a little bit for us. Gets this 2-yard touchdown, cuts it within 1 score. That's all I like to see right there. Now it's all up to the defense. Can we hold the defense Can our defense hold so that it can give our offense a chance to tie this game? And it starts off well. Wesley Moore gets the carry on this first play of his very crucial drive, and it's gonna be 2nd and 9 for UL Monroe. Another play here, doing the same thing, give it to Wesley Moore, try to catch us off guard, but we just happen to be blitzing, and very next play, they didn't do much either. So we're going to get the ball back with a chance to tie the game. And we started off with Casey Bug running right down the middle on a draw. Going to be 4 yards on the play. Casey Bug having a really nice game now. He has over 130 yards and a touchdown. Really a man that has carried our offense to a degree today. Can rely on him to not turn the ball over, of course. And it's also sets up G. Gunnell a little bit too as a complimentary runner, since he does have that 70 speed, I believe. That's what his speed rating is, and he's able to get another 10 to 11 yards on the play. So here we are, 1st and 10 again. This time we're going to give it the Bug once again, this time for only a yard on the play, but we're not worried. We're not worried at all. We're just going to try to take our time. So what matters is trying to get the ball into his end zone, and we have plenty of time left on the clock. So just trying to take advantage of what we got. G. Gunnell drops back the pass. He's going to get it to John Espinoza, and Espinoza gets it to about the 35, setting up a 3rd and inches, and really crucial play that the Mud Dogs really need to convert here late into this 4th quarter. It's not going to be easy with. It looks like 10 people are in the box, but we're not scared to run the ball. We give it to Brad Muse for his 2nd carry of the day. A little bit of that fullback U right there. Another 7 yards on the play, and it's going to be a 1st down for your Mud Dogs inside the 30. Doing just fine, just trying to stay relaxed. Definitely a crucial time, but we're not going to try to rush anything, no. As we get it to... at least we tried to get it to Miles once again, but defense does a really good job here of breaking up the pass and making it 2nd and 10 here for this Mud Dog offense. Really like this play here. I know last game when we ran it, it was a really nice play to tight end, but we tried to get to underneath route, and he almost intercepts it right there. The man Trent got his hands on it, but he's not able to make a catch, and it's going to be 3rd and 10. Really crucial play for Mud Dogs. Can't play mistake. Got to play mistake free, and Cars Burrell brings it in for 13 yards. Nice route running there, as well as a nice throw by the quarterback to make sure it stayed inbounds, and it was a nice throw. So 1st and 10 for the Mud Dogs, and we're here in the red zone. This time we give it the Bug once more for a respectable 6-yard gain on the play, getting to that 140 plateau, a season high for any Mud Dogs player thus far in the season when it comes to rushing. But the stats are nice, but we care about wins here. Can we put ourselves in a position to win this game potentially? And so far, Casey Bug is doing just that. Another 4 yards on the play on close to his 30th carry on the day. 29 carries on 144 yards. And it looks like it's going to be number 30 right here, although that's not going to be going anywhere because Brandon McClellan gets stopped here. So this time we try to do something different with play action, and we try to get to Carl Wright, and he was open for a split second, but defense really collapsed in on him, and that could potentially be a dagger for us, depending on what they do here on this drive. That definitely hurts. Never like to turn it over at the goal line, essentially. And we're going to be forced to use our first timeout here as we try to save a little bit of time for this offense. Now, whether we actually do that or not, we'll just have to wait and see. It's definitely not over yet. Gets it to Wesley Moore. Wesley Moore is going to get a lane, and it's going to be a 7-yard run, but he runs out of bounds, though, interestingly. So don't have to use a timeout here. So 1:37 left in this 4th quarter. I imagine if they do get another first down here, that'll be the dub for the UL Monroe team here in the Mud Bog, which is the name of our stadium. I forgot to mention that. And it doesn't look too good. They got 8 yards on that last play. 2nd and 2. 2 here. And this time we're going to get the Leslie Moore once again. But our defense does a really good job of rallying to the ball. Doesn't gain any yardage on the play. Shout out to Bobby Boucher for his 4th tackle of the day. Thinking about moving him to middle linebacker actually, so that he gets more action. Let me know in the comments what I should do with Boucher, whether I should keep in the middle linebacker position or left outside linebacker, that middle linebacker position. And interestingly enough, they throw it away, and we don't have to use. We don't have any timeouts, but we don't lose any time off the clock. And Bullock's gonna get the kickoff. He finds an edge, and it's gonna be a 23-yard return. We get the ball on their own 40-yard line, so we still very much there is still some life left in this Mud Dog team, as we try to throw it to our wide receiver, but just doesn't have any time to get any under him. Does get the ball away, so we don't lose any yardage there, but we also don't get any yardage, and it's going to be 2nd and 10. G. Cannell drops back once again. He has A down the middle. He's going to get it to T.J. Wood here for a nice 21-yard gain. That's going to put us in the red zone one more time. We have to score here. We have to get a touchdown if we want to get this into overtime. Because if we don't get a touchdown on this possession, this game is over. And it looks good so far. T.J. Wood is going to get another catch, his 2nd catch on the day for 16 yards, and we're inside the 5-yard line. So, hey, maybe we messed it up the last time, but maybe we can score here. And we thought we were gonna get in with this man, but he drops the pass that could potentially tie up this game. That really hurts to watch, but we still have some chances to get the ball into the end zone here. We just gotta execute here. So we try to get to Joyce, and the safety makes a fantastic play here. He picks us off, and that could be the fat lady singing right there. Unless we get a safety right here, which, as you can tell, we definitely don't do that here. That's going to be the end of the game right there. We end up losing this game 38-31, and I'm not upset that we lost this game because we were heavy underdogs going in, but it just hurts that we had opportunities to score on the score, but we don't do it. But hey, thank you so much for watching this video. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment about how you guys feel about the recruits that we had on campus today, as well as the direction of this Mud Dog football team. Next episode, we will be playing Arkansas State and will be a key matchup for us. But until then, I hope you all have a good one. Thank you.